Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by TheLines.com. I'm your host, Nate Weitzer, on the East Coast and flying solo today. Josh, my co-host, a little bit under the weather, so he will miss this Thursday slate. We got 6 games on the docket. We are trying to find the most competitive or most reliable matchups to bet here down the stretch. Last week of the regular season coming up here, or we are in the midst of it. And yes, there are some landmines to navigate for sure, but got 2 best bets up for you in a separate video. Got the 2 player props here for you, coincidentally in the same game. Maybe not coincidentally, because they are things I can rely on here. And starting off, I mean, it's the Dubs at the Lakers. We know both teams will be trying. I like Jimmy Butler over 18.5 points. I think that's pretty low given what he's capable of, coming off 27 against Memphis. And it's just kind of a good team, bad team splits thing with Jimmy, where his usage rate can be very low. He can post his effort level, if you just go by the eye test, can be very low, or he's just looking to facilitate against bad teams a lot. And in these bigger matchups, with the exception of like coming home to Miami, where he was just like, yeah, you ain't even worth my time, I guess. And the whole Dubs team just cratered. He's been up for these games, and he's gone over 18.5 points, and 30 PRA is where we're at with adding the full stat line. And I think that he's probably pretty good for the assists. I mean, there's a minus 154 probability of him getting 6 dimes against this Lakers team that's struggled in their last 7 defensively, as we thought they might, with only Jackson Hayes down there, even getting Rui and DFS back in there. They've still, the 3rd worst defensive rating in their last 7. They're allowing the most points per game to small forwards in that span. They're allowing the 5th most assists per game overall. The Dubs are, of course, number 1 in assist rate, since getting Butler in there, basically, but particularly in these last 7. And Butler just adds something that they didn't have before, which is that mid-post facilitator who can also score, like unlike Draymond Green, who's basically just a pass-first facilitator up there. Jimmy will quickly, recognize what kind of defense you're playing and attack the rim, get all the way to the bucket, or get to the free throw line. Lakers are bottom 10 allowing free throws since the start of March, pretty consistently allowing about 22 a game. Jimmy has been aggressive in these matchups against LeBron, getting to the line. He's averaged actually 23 a game in 35 minutes his last 7 against LeBron in the regular season. 20 plus points in 6 straight prior to this last matchup, which not only was he already, writings on the wall, I want to leave Miami, so I'm not really giving a full effort, but it was a 41-point win for the Heat. So it was not a competitive game. 29 minutes, 17 points for Jimmy. This one is implied, pick 'em. So obviously, very good chance to be out there for 36 plus minutes. And I think, you look at, again, what he brings to the table and how JJ Redick and the Lakers are probably preparing for Steph Curry, who just went absolutely nuclear against Memphis and is going to draw a lot of attention, create a lot of fear for their defense. He's going to be out there on the perimeter. I mean, the Lakers have already guarded him well in this high usage role in the last 3. He has a 37% usage rate in 3 losses to the Lakers this season, 104 offensive rating, just absolutely hoisting 35 field goal attempts last time out. I think the Dubs will adjust how they play offense. They will look to exploit how the Lakers follow Steph around, and Jimmy's the guy to do that. So he's their new Swiss Army knife, and he should score 19 plus points here tonight. Second pick is Bucks at Sixers. Who I like the Bucks in best bets. I like Ryan Rollins, actually, not Giannis, not Kyle Kuzma. Ryan Rollins, the step-in point guard here, 14.5 points and assists. You can play it up one more to get a better price at different books, but you can also play 1.5 threes at DraftKings instead at plus money. And I think that's money if AJ Green sits here, but probably good either way. I mean, he's 7 for 10, though, from deep in his last 2 with AJ Green missing those games. And it's just an opportunity thing where somebody's going to have to step up and hit these corner threes or above the break threes against Philly, which is equally bad, guarding both in the last 3, a league high 44% to opponents from 3. They're also allowing a league high 34 assists in the last 9, including 10.6 to point guards. So Rollins is, out of necessity playing a ton because as they know they won't have Dame for the rest of the regular season. And because Kevin Porter Jr. has been bad. Originally Doc Rivers was like, I love this guy. Love what he's bringing off the bench. The Bucks bench has been abysmal lately. KPJ is a minus 59 in his last 5. So that's why we've seen the Rollins role increase up to 31 minutes a game in his last 3, scoring 17.7, handing out 4.7 dimes, coming off a 23-5-5 game on 80% shooting against the Suns. The Sixers equally bad, probably worse. Defensively, the Suns are terrible as well. But in these last 3, he's second in passes, second in potential assists, second in assist points created. Better than KPJ in that regard. KPJ actually has more potential assists with that second unit, but Rollins gets to play with Giannis. He gets to be the pick and roll partner now that we don't have Dame. So whether he's diming up with Giannis or just capitalizing on the fact that Giannis is going to draw 3 to 4 defenders because Philly is absolutely tanking, not going to play a center other than a Dembona, I guess. Yabu might not go here, but I mean, they've just been giving up a red carpet to the rim. Giannis should do whatever the hell he wants. Again, draw double, triple teams. And then Rollins has just got to be knocked down. And you say like, well, 71% in his last 3 from deep. That's not sustainable. Sure. But he's averaging 43% from deep in 14 starts this season, getting 11 points. If you give him 36 minutes, he's good for about 25 PRA. So, I mean, he should clear this if he gets 30 to 35 minutes and against anybody. And we're talking about the Philadelphia 76ers, who I just targeted 2 days ago with DeLon Wright because, you know, even though Wright hadn't done much, it's the Sixers and they're giving up just tons and tons of assists. Just offering no real resistance with their tanking lineup. So give me Ryan Rollins in, you know, either the whole portfolio here or on the 3s in particular if you want to get plus money. But that is all the time we have here for you today. Please tune in each and every weekday as we bring you these best bets and player props throughout the rest of the regular season. Josh Lander, my co-host, hopefully back tomorrow as he returns from his illness. But until we see you next, happy betting.